Hey guys, it is Julie here with JT.Wealth. Today we are bringing you an update on the Nordic American tanker stock. So here we go. All right, guys, thank you so much for being here today, and thank you so much for getting us over 500 subscribers. That is amazing, so exciting. Really loving all of the conversation and interaction happening in the comment section. Really appreciate all the feedback and everything you're giving us as well. If you're new here, come get involved. Make sure that you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe so that you're staying up to date with all of our new videos and help us grow the channel. Okay, so it has been a minute since our last NAT update video, and we've had a lot of people asking in the comments for updates on this. So just wanted to give you guys my opinion on where this stock stands. We're gonna go over the price, outlook, recent news that has been moving the stock, some analysis, some important upcoming dates, and my exit strategy for this stock. So make sure you stick all the way to the end so that you don't miss any of that. Here is NAT's stock price from Yahoo Finance. As of Friday's close, the stock price was at $4.45. Now, just as a note that it has moved to $4.40 after hours, but Yahoo Finance does not reflect after hour price changes. But you can see there's been a lot of horizontal movement, and this is often a sign we see of stock price consolidation. Looking at the Yahoo analyst rating, the short term, which is 2 to 6 weeks, performance outlook is positive. The midterm, which is 6 weeks to 9 months, also positive. And the long term, which is 9+ months, is, you guessed it, also positive. Another key here is we have that 1-year target estimate, and that's all the way at $6.25. So we really like to see that. Also above, you can see we've circled the earnings date. So we'll get a little bit further into that as well later. Now, let's go over some news that has happened in the last couple weeks, just so everybody is up to speed on where Nordic American Tankers is right now. So we've got the CEO's son purchasing 50,000 shares on June 24th. Then we have the CEO himself buying also 50,000 shares on July 2nd. Then on July 14th, we have CNBC's Pete Najarian, who went on Fast Money halftime report and gave a bullish outlook for NAT, and that sent the stock moving roughly 8% that day. Much like we've discussed in the past, this news is definitely helpful for the NAT stock price, but it also gives us a peek at some of that insider confidence on where they see the future of this stock going. There's a lot of people out there who think this NAT stock could return back to some of those $2 levels that we've seen in the last couple of years. But if that were the case, I really don't see two of the company's head executives putting that much of their own money into the NAT stock around that $4 mark that they did. Now let's get into tanker rates. So you can see here that last week we were at 14.3, and this week we have moved down to 11.3. Our year-to-date average is still coming in at 47.6. So these lower rates are not surprising. This is actually right in line. As you can see on this chart, the rates have typically moved down to this range this time of year. Now moving forward, you can also see that we should expect to see rates start to rise again as we enter August and move into the fall. All right, now let's look at a little chart analysis for the NAT stock over the last 6 months. You can see here highlighted in blue their 2020 Q1's earning report, showing their 7.4% beat of their earnings estimate. Now let's take a look down at the bottom at the MACD chart. So day traders like to buy stock when they see a bullish crossover of the MACD. You can see an example of this just after that April 14th date. Normally, where you can see a MACD increase, you can also see a stock price increase as well. The most recent MACD bullish crossover occurred roughly right around this July 7th to 10th range. Now let's chat about some important upcoming dates. So NAT is poised to report their Q2 earnings on August 17th. Now, just keep in mind that their Q2 covers April 1st to June 30th. And this is a period in which NAT was earning and booking 3 to 6 month contracts at extremely high day rates. So that makes me super optimistic about their Q2 earnings report. And we should expect a pretty massive earnings beat. Historically, you will see an increase in the stock price leading up to an earnings report date, and that's just due to the investors' excitement over that upcoming report. Now, the next important date is, of course, their dividend date. For all of you that are hanging on to your NAT stock for that 20-cent dividend per share. Now, you need to have those shares in your portfolio by August 27th to receive the dividend payout on September 4th. Now, full disclosure here, I do myself have 730 shares of NAT stock. So for my dividend, I'm expecting about $146 dividend check. So looking forward to that. Okay, last piece of information here to consider is the possibility for a short squeeze to still occur. So there's still over 17 million shares being shorted on NAT right now. If we see that price start to increase as we approach the Q2 earnings report, plus if we see a massive earning beat on that Q2 report, the price could go high enough to cause that short squeeze, which would then even further push the price higher. All right, now let's chat about my exit strategy. So my biggest uncertainty right now lies between that earnings report date and the dividend payout date. With the earnings report being positive enough to push that price higher, we could also expect a lot of people to start selling off their shares to capture their gains. Between August 17th to August 27th, I will be keeping a very close eye on the price of the NAT stock. If at any time after that earnings report date, the stock hits $7, I will sell my shares. Now, I do want my $146 dividend check, but I need to make sure that it's worthwhile staying in the stock that long. If it doesn't hit $7, then I will definitely hold through to that dividend payment date and just continue to monitor it and reconsider what my next sell price would be. So those are my thoughts on NAT for what they're worth. Please remember to like this video and hit subscribe so you can stay up to date with us. And of course, let me know your thoughts as well. I want to hear down in the comments, what do you think is going to happen with NAT and what are your plans for eventually maybe getting out, or how long are you going to stay in? So I'd always love to hear from you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and cheers.